Hey guys, welcome to Christina Cakes It. I'm Christina and today I'm showing you how to make an easy cupcake bouquet. So the reason I'm making a cupcake bouquet is because I wanted to come up with a creative and pretty way to say thank you to our essential workers. And I thought a cupcake bouquet would actually be perfect because the one I'm gonna be making is easy to transport, and because they're cupcakes, there's like no cutting or anything like that. So I think this is the perfect way to show appreciation to any essential worker that could be in your life. So after I'm done filming this episode, I am actually shipping these cupcakes to some of my nearest and dearest who are medical workers during this time. So these cupcakes are going to Vanessa in Colorado, Nikki in South Carolina, and Cousin Kate in Maine. So there are a couple different ways that I've seen cupcake bouquets made, and I've actually made the other way using a vase in the past, but the way I'm going to show you I think is easier, and it's much less stressful if you're going to be transporting. And so I do want to show you guys how to put this together. So instead of a vase, we are using cups, and for this I have, these are 9-ounce cups. You can actually use 7-ounce. I couldn't find any. So these are 9-ounce cups. And then this is a 12-inch, it's almost a cake board, but I actually just cut it out of a large piece of cardboard. So you can use a cake board, a cake drum, or you can just DIY it like I did. And I hot glued all of these cups around the cake board, as you can see. You could definitely make this smaller if you wanted to. You could just do like the inner circle, which is 7 cupcakes, but I wanted a huge bouquet, and so this ended up being 19. So first thing, you're gonna hot glue your cups down to your cake board, and then you're gonna see I actually put tape around each of the cups because I'm gonna wrap this in tissue. So I'm gonna get this ready first before I start doing the cupcakes, just because I want this prepped. So you can use any color of tissue that you want. I'm using pink because it's my favorite color and it matches the cupcakes that I've made. So I'm basically gonna finagle this around my cups. Okay, so my cupcake tray is ready. Now that this is prepped, I'm just gonna go ahead and set it aside, and I'm gonna show you how I made these beautiful flower cupcakes. So for the cupcake bouquet I am making, as I mentioned, I need 19 cupcakes, but I'm actually making 4 different types. And so the first type I'm gonna show you how to make is our basic rose. So to make this, I actually want 2 colors to make it look a little bit more realistic. So I'm gonna use my lighter pink, and you can see I'm just putting this on saran wrap. And then I'm just using a little bit of darker pink buttercream right next to it. And we're just gonna fold this up. And I've used this technique in a lot of different tutorials. I made a ton of different flower things. I made a flower cake, flower cookies. I use them to decorate cakes. So you guys have seen this before if you watch my channel. And we're just gonna cut off the end. And for the rose, we're using a Wilton tip 104. So this is our flower tip. It probably gets used the most. And my narrow side, I want my light pink against that side. And I'm gonna squeeze a little bit out because I want to make sure 2 colors show here. So I have my funfetti cupcake, and this actually does have some simple syrup on it to keep it moist. And just like all the other roses that I've made, I'm gonna start a similar way, except I'm not gonna make the mound of frosting. So what I'm gonna do is I have the wide end near the bottom of the cupcake, and I'm gonna start in the center, just making like a little bud going around. And I'm just gonna start making, I always call them like rainbows or arcs around my center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna keep going around the center. And these are pretty close and tight. And as the rose becomes larger, you're gonna see the petals start to open up a little bit more. And here we have our beautiful rose cupcake. So the next cupcake I'm going to show you is going to be a tulip using the Russian piping tips. So for this, I am using a Russian piping tip. I've never used these before, and they actually are extremely easy. And I think they're so beautiful. I'll probably end up doing a full tutorial on these. So I'm just going to place it into the bag. And you could choose to make this just one color, but I'm gonna show you how to do two, which I just think looks so gorgeous. So I'm gonna take my purple buttercream and I'm painting around the outside of the bag. So I'm like leaving the center open because I'm gonna fill that with the white. And then I'm gonna take my white and I'm just dropping it into the center. And I'm gonna do a little test here. I want the white to show. So I'm gonna keep going until I get that white. There we go. So I'm gonna start in the center and I'm just going to give it a light squeeze and pull up. And you wanna make sure if this gets clogged or is uneven that you wipe it off. And now I'm gonna take my leaf tip. This is 352. And I'm going to carefully add some green leaves in between the tulips. So it's a squeeze and a pull up. And you can go in between right here very carefully. Add a little color in the middle. So pretty. And next I'm going to show you how to make a simple small rose. And I'm using the Wilton tip 1M. This is like the famous rose tip. And I'm gonna start off center and just make a little swirl around. This is probably the easiest one. If you're a beginner, I would start here. And then I'm taking like a medium-sized round tip and we're like making buds and we're just making little dots. And then this is a Wilton round tip 5. So the key here is this round tip needs to be smaller than your green. And just directly in the center of each of these green little buds, you're gonna place just some white dots. And this makes it look more realistic. And the last one I'm gonna show you is a yellow carnation. So this is also a very, very easy flower. And I'm using my 104 tip again. This is a very versatile tip. And this is gonna create a ruffle. So I have my wide tip towards the cupcake, so narrow end is up. And I'm gonna start in the center and I'm making like a little like ruffle-y. Like you really can't mess this up. Like you're just kind of shaking your wrist and making ruffles around the center, and you can make some longer, some shorter, but I am turning the cupcake in the middle. All right, so I have my cupcake tray back and I'm gonna start filling this. So my cups are a little bit tall, so these cupcakes are like too small to fit in there. So if you can get a 7-ounce cup, you're probably better off. Like I said, I couldn't find them. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna stuff some paper into the cups. These are just packing paper squares that I cut, and these are like roughly, I think they're 8 by 8-ish. And I'm just gonna crumple and place into the cups. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add green tissue paper to our cups because we obviously wanna cover all of this. And then the green, to me, represents leaves. You could use a different color if you want as well, but I just thought this would look nice. And these, I think, were roughly 7 by 7. And I'm just gonna squish it down into the cups. And you'll see it, I'll show you. And you're just gonna sit the cupcake into the cup, and it's really secure. So this looks like a complete mess, but we're gonna start popping our cupcakes in and you're gonna see how this comes together. So you're just going to arrange your cupcakes. Some of this, if it's a little long, I'm just gonna cut away some tissue. So after all my cupcakes are placed, I'm gonna just tuck in some of this tissue or cut away as needed. All right, so my cupcake bouquet is complete and you guys can see it turned out absolutely stunning. And I hope that you guys enjoyed learning this really simple way to make a cupcake bouquet that is also very easy to transport. And if you did like this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.